It's really beginning to look like a bunch of teams got bright futures. I know it's just Summer League, but that's my biggest takeaway from the game so far. I mean, this year's lottery was truly a lottery. But anyway, this man Jalen Suggs made his debut yesterday versus the Warriors and did not disappoint. Not only did he score a lot of points, but his impact was felt on both offense and defense. And that's not something we usually get to say about guards. He clearly plays with a chip on his shoulder and just toughness. And in today's video, we're just going to talk about how he looked in his debut, along with the Orlando Magic's other lottery pick, Franz Wagner, who kind of struggled, and if there's anything to worry about with him. But anyway, really quick before I move on, what's up YouTube? Plug Speaks back with a vid. If you're new, first of all, welcome, go ahead and sub. Also like the vid if you enjoy. I upload 3 to 4 times a week and we're grinding for 5K, so I'd for sure appreciate it. But back to the vid though. So let me just preface my comments before I say anything. This is not a diss on the Toronto Raptors. Scottie Barnes had a really good debut in his own right. I mean, a double-double, 18 points, 10 rebounds, he balled out. But the Magic were truly blessed that Jalen Suggs fell to the 5th overall pick. Most everyone thought he was Toronto bound heading into the draft, but this was not the case. And Orlando probably just landed a future all-star because of it. And you know, some may say, oh, the Magic have too many guards. And honestly, that might be true, but clearly Jalen Suggs is different. He was the best player on the court last night, and he shouldn't have been. That should have been Cole Anthony, but it wasn't. And I like Cole Anthony. His rookie season was pretty good and featured not one but 2 game winners. That's impressive. And yet, tell me why Jalen Suggs looked like the most NBA ready prospect or player out of everyone. He's not the guy fresh off playing an actual NBA season. It doesn't add up. But anyway, Jalen Suggs showed exactly what happens when a combo guard with nice scoring ability actually cares and has the ability to play defense. And again, we don't see that very often. For all I care, the Magic could have had 8 point guards and this would still be a great pickup. Jalen Suggs is different. Now overall, he dropped 24 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 blocks on 40% shooting from the field and 50% from 3. Which is a well-rounded stat line, and he came out really aggressive. He scored the first 5 points for the Magic and then 10 points in the first half alone, and it looked as if he was trying to score from everywhere, doing stuff like explosive drives, some mid-range game, and a couple threes. And I really like that aggression. I mean, we're talking about Summer League. If you're gonna make mistakes or try to figure out how much of your game translates to the NBA, it's best to try everything in a league where it doesn't even really matter. And yeah, on top of the aggression, I like that Jalen sort of asserted himself as the focal point of the offense. Because you gotta remember, back at Gonzaga, he wasn't the leading scorer for his team or even really the focal point. He played behind his fellow lottery pick teammate Corey Kispert and the other leading scorer Drew Timme. And if we look at the numbers, there's a glaring difference. Last night he put up 22 shot attempts. That's double what he put up on average at Gonzaga at 10. And actually, he never even shot the ball 20 times in his college career. So yeah, Jalen Suggs is low-key in some new territory as the #1 option for his team. He hasn't been in this position since high school, and his high school career speaks for itself. I mean, multiple state championships, all-state team selections, and so on. And yeah, overall, in his debut, he showed almost everything he brings as a prospect, from playmaking to defense, and obviously scoring. Now, I will say his shot selection could improve, and he didn't show as much playmaking as he'll need to later down the line, but he still played great, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he and Cole Anthony bring to the table in Orlando, because I'm not sure if they'll actually start together, but if they do, things could get really interesting. Because the way Jalen plays at 6'4", it's definitely an advantage to play him at the 1. But given the fact that Cole Anthony is 6'2", he would be a really undersized shooting guard, but it might could work. I mean, if you think about it, there's a few quality undersized backcourts in the NBA. You got Dame and CJ in Portland, Colin Sexton and Darius Garland in Cleveland, or even the Nets with Kyrie and Harden. So we'll really just have to see. But anyway, moving on to Franz Wagner. Honestly, he had a really quiet debut, and I understand why the Magic picked him, but considering they're in the stages of rebuilding, why not just choose a guy like Kai Jones who could have brought a lot more upside to the forward or center position? As far as the numbers, Wagner dropped a total of 5 points and 6 rebounds on 25% shooting from the field and shot 0 for 6 from 3, which was, like I said, a slow start. But this was just his first game. I'm not gonna say there's reason to panic over a summer league game that doesn't even count. There's no need for that. However, I will say he's not a player that should be shooting 6 threes so casually. In the NCAA, he shot 34% from behind the arc on 5 attempts per game, which is actually pretty good for a power forward. But it would have been nice to see more physicality and just an ability to be effective in the painted area for games when his shot isn't falling, like say last night. But hopefully he bounces back and shows what the Magic drafted him for, which was his potential to be a quality forward on a team that doesn't really lack forwards, but the reliability of many of them is questionable due to consistent injuries. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this vid. Whether you're a fan of the Orlando Magic or not, let me know what you think of these performances, your initial thoughts on Jalen Suggs and Franz Wagner. And yeah, I appreciate y'all watching as always. Like the sub, share it, sub if new, all of that, and I'm out.